what the link is between what you lived through at that time and what you are so exercised by today.
Well, Michelle, thank you so much for asking all these questions. Thank you for the invitation to the Qatar Economic Forum. Look, let's go 10 years back. The only reason why I found myself in government was because the Greek state went bankrupt. It had gone bankrupt 10 years before. The people of Greece invited somebody like me to try their hand out. But let us not focus on Greece, because it wasn't a Greek financial crisis. It was a European banking crisis which begat the euro crisis.
It was the long tail, if you like, of 2008 and the financial crisis.
Exactly. It all starts in Wall Street, as it always does. Like 1929 began in Wall Street, 2008 was our generation's 1929. The banks of Germany and France discovered, to their great horror, these huge black holes after the subprime crisis. And then you will remember Dubai had a sovereign debt crisis, then it went to Greece, then it went to Ireland, then it went to Portugal. Okay, what was the real issue at the time? What was the real issue at the time was that after the collapse of Wall Street in 2008, in 2009 in London, in April, under the auspices of Gordon Brown, the UK Prime Minister then, the great and the good leaders, including prime ministers, presidents, and central bankers, got together and they decided to refloat finance. So we had a massive quantitative easing program, essentially printing money to refloat finance, while at the same time there was no coordination on fiscal policy. Indeed, whatever coordination there was, it was of an Austerian version, fiscal contraction. So when you contract aggregate demand and pump all these trillions into the Western economy, what you create is an incongruity, because there's a lot of money sloshing around in the financial sector, but industrialists, entrepreneurs, do not want to invest because they can see the low levels of demand. So what they do is they take the money and they plow it back into the financial sector, share buybacks and so on. The only entrepreneurs, capitalists, who invested a good chunk of the $35 trillion that was pumped through quantitative easing out between 2009 and 2022, the only entrepreneurs who seriously invested in new machinery were the big tech, Silicon Valley tech leaders. And that gave rise, and this is the connection with what I'm saying in this book, to a remarkable transformation that humanity has never seen before. I truly mean that. I know that every generation wants to feel that we are on the cusp of a fantastic transformation. You know, we all have this delusion. But I believe that between 2010 and 2025, we had such a transformation. And allow me just to say what that transformation is. We have a new form of capital. Capital has always been, since time immemorial, since Paleolithic times, you know, when humans fashioned a hammer or a plow. What is a plow? It's something you create, you produce this machine to plow the land to produce something else, a produced means of production. That's what the steam engine was, which brought about the first industrial revolution. That's what electromagnetism, you know, generators and electricity grids and telephone grids were towards the end of the 19th century. That brought about the second industrial revolution. Between 2010 and 2025, we have a new form of capital. Because what lives in here, ladies and gentlemen, is a machine.